Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Shadow level 50 Alolan Ninetales. Let's see what we can do here. Now, I was a little impatient when this first came out, and I did go with this one. I could have found a better one, and I have at this point, but we've already invested, so here we are, and it's perfectly fine. And it is actually going to be Best Buddy equipped, so level 51 here. We are going to be going with Powder Snow, Weather Ball, of course, and Psyshock. And the reason why I have Psyshock is for this specific reason here. We're going to be seeing a Fire type, so, well, that's going to be perfect. Otherwise, all of our moves would be resisted, bringing them down to a decently low yellow health. All right, they're going to be swapping into their Escavalier. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Feraligatr here and go for that Hydro Cannon. Doing some good damage. Still holding on to both shields. Looks like they want to save it for the end. And we do not want that thing to go up against our Incineroar because, well, we are part dark. So we're going to have to shield this up. Drill Run is super effective. So we're going to go ahead and use our first shield here. They've used one as well. And we have two fire types at the end. Isn't this funny here? So we are going to let that first charge move go. Wild Charge is not going to be enough to KO, while Fire Fang is resisted. We'll be perfectly fine as they are going to be shieldless. Fire Blast, and they back out. We take that win. Let's go here. So yeah, we will be swapping out that Incineroar with the Obstagoon here in a bit. It might be even for this game. And oh, we still have Incineroar. All right, so we're met with a Dragonite with the Ninetales in the back. So this is going to be interesting here. We have two Pokemon in the back. Well, if we swap, we'll lose alignment. Of course, with the Ninetales, would love to see this here. So we're just going to have to stick with it. We get a shield from them, which is great. Perfect. And getting to the crunch, they're actually going to be swapping into their Jellicent. They're trying to catch a Hydro Cannon, but they're going to catch a good old crunch. Now I'm going to swap into my Incineroar here. We can let this Surf go. It's not going to KO you. You don't need to worry about it. Now, I could have farmed a little bit more, but we're just going to go ahead and throw this here. Darkest Lariat to way overkill that Jellicent. Getting to the Blast Burn, but they're going to be throwing, which is perfectly fine. Use up that energy here. And we're going to bring in, of course, the Ninetales immediately while they're still locked in here and let this go. Superpower, go ahead and hit me with it, or Dragon Claw. And they go down. They have that Feraligatr. So we're going to go ahead and start hitting them with the neutral Psyshock as opposed to the not very effective Weather Ball here. I want to catch. Oh my gosh, we catch a Hydro Cannon. It was looking still okay, but I don't know. I think they could have been able to outpace me here, but I think they still might be able to. Nonetheless, that was a decent catch. Going for the Psystrike here, or Psyshock. And we need to get to one more, and we get there, folks. Is this going to be enough to KO because they're about to be at their Hydro Cannon? And oh my gosh, they survived with about 2 HP. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, good game. That was a good game. Yeah, we had a dragon lead, but what can you do? Next game, we're going to lead with the Ninetales. I was like, okay, I want to lead with these dragons here, and they throw an Ampharos, which this is fine, actually. This is not a big deal. We resist the brutal swing. Trailblaze is going to do a decent amount. Electric is neutral too, so no problem. They're going to retreat with energy and bring in their Feraligatr, maybe trying to catch a Weather Ball or just trying to retreat with energy. We're going to go for the Psyshock to do some damage here, and then bring in the Obstagoon, which is now going to remain on the team for the entire video here. Man, this thing is an absolute monster. I forgot how good it was. So it's pretty bulky unless you're going up against something that is actually weak against. Going with Obstruct, gosh dang, if you start raising your defense and they use a shield thinking it's something else, you're going to be looking golden. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring in this Ninetales here, and I think we're going to let this go. Hitting me with a Trailblaze, okay. And hitting me with another charge move here. At this point, we're going to let it go. Farm them down with Feraligatr. We should be good here. What's in the back? Oh, Skeledirge. All right, so since we started building up our energy, we're going to be looking all right, but they can potentially, I wouldn't say they're going to outpace us. It's not going to happen, but yeah, they need to get to 3 of those disarming voices, which I don't think they're going to be able to. It's just going to be right as we get to the Hydro Cannon, our last one, or next one. So we'll shield this up and go for it. If you don't have a Shadow Feraligatr, make one quickly, folks, before this event is over. I'm telling you, this thing is absolutely amazing, as we've all seen already. All right, next game, what are we going to lead with? Ninetales. I think we might, oh, Ninetales the whole time. See, kept throwing these dragons. So here we go, bringing in the Ninetales. They're going to be swapping into a Jellicent, and we're going to go ahead and I wouldn't necessarily say wall Jellicent, because Surf is still going to be able to continuously chip away at us here. So they do have that going for them, though. Hitting the Night Slash, you already know what it is. I'm not shielding up a damn thing unless they shield. And I do believe for this battle, they shield at the very end, trying to win the swap here. But I'm going to match them on that. Since their quick move's not going to be able to farm us down, and same with me, it's all about the charge moves here. So we'll let this one go as well, as we're not going to be able to get farmed down. And I do believe this is where they're going to use their first shield here. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and match them. No problem. Okay, I got you. Easy money. All right. So we shield up as well. And again, they're not going to be able to farm me down. If they want to commit both shields, that's a little, yeah, you do what you got to do. They're going to let it go. All right, sounds good to me. Bringing in Dragonite to farm me down here. And of course, we're bringing in the Ninetales immediately. They have a Skeleturge. We bring in the Feraligatr. What are they supposed to do? They were literally hard countered in the front, middle, and back. What are you supposed to do? I mean, there's going to be somebody come up with an answer somewhere, somehow. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Put it in practice in this position. I mean, pretty sure you'd be screwed too, right? That's just the way the cookie crumbles in Go Battle League. It's nice and manipulated for everybody. Next game, we're going to be seeing a Goodra. This is a good lead with that dragon. They're going to be swapping into an Ampharos. And we bring in the Obstagoon. This is the only true answer we have here. I mean, Ninetales could stay, but the lead was so good that we're going to go ahead and bring in the Obstagoon. Now, we'll let this go. We did get the attack raised by 2 stages. Oh my goodness, it's amazing when you get that with the Obstagoon. It's just perfect. We're going to let this Brutal Swing go and hit another Night Slash, of course. And they let it go. Our attack is up by 2 stages, remember that, but they counter us down with their Poliwrath. So this is actually not the best situation. So what I'm actually going to do, since they do have a Goodra, unfortunately, it's not going to be like a Dragonite where we're going to be able to just simply farm them down. Because it is only going to be Dragon, and Goodra's actually kind of tanky, so it's not taking 4 times weakness, just 2. So they're swapping as expected here. They are down a shield, so we should be able to pull this off here. So going for the Weather Ball. And we want to make sure we come out of this with a little bit of energy. At this point, I'm pretty sure we can just farm them down because we need to hit the Poliwrath with Side Strikes here. So we'll let this go because we know that the Poliwrath has energy and a Scold is going to do us in. So all we have to do is hit a double Side Strike here. We should be Side Shock. I keep you know what I mean. Side Shock. Going for another one and not quite enough. We swap into the Feraligatr. I was going to hit the charge move, but they hit it right as I throw it in. So we'll go ahead and go for that now and take the win with the Hydro Cannon Feraligatr at the end. Let's get it. So should you invest in a Shadow Alolan Ninetales? Oh, hell yeah, you should. Absolutely. Look at this lead up against a Pidgeot here. Let's get it. It's worth your investment. Just make sure you get one that's going to be closest to 2,500 when it's maxed out. And if you want to best buddy it, then, you know, make sure you get the right one accordingly. Mine's just a little off. Just a little impatient there. I was hunting forever, and I needed to make the video. All right, so we're up against a Drapion here. Okay, no problem. We're going to go for the cross chops and just keep on spamming them here. And I'm going to let this go, bring in the Ninetales and farm them down with Powdered Snow so we can start building up our energy and be completely ready here, as we already are almost at 100 energy. And they're bringing in Gengar and Stunfisk. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to have to work around this with a little finesse. So we're going for another Weather Ball, which is not going to necessarily be super effective because of the Steel typing. Swapping into the Feraligatr. They're retreating with energy, bringing back that Pidgeot. We're going to go for that Hydro Cannon. Should get the shield. And they're using their first shield. Great. And we're going to just let this go here. Hopefully it's a Feather Dance, and that's exactly what it is. Hopefully they don't go for a Brave Bird. We're not going to shield up Feraligatr. Not once, because what we want to do is farm down the Pidgeot. And hopefully they go for another Feather Dance here. Beautiful. All right. We're looking great. They still have 1 shield. Going for another Hydro Cannon. And if they shield this up... all right. Perfect. So I immediately swap into the Ninetales. Man, I got something stuck in my throat. And go for the Weather Ball so they cannot throw Feather Dance there. And they're going for the Rock Slide, of course. They still have 1 shield, and we had 2 using that first one. Going for another Weather Ball. I think we just need to get off 1 more, plus the quick moves that we do get in here. We're going to be looking good. And since you're doing so much damage, plus getting Stab with the Ninetales and the Shadow damage, you're just going to be able to take that win there, and it's doing enough. We're looking good. And moving it on to our next opponent. What are we going to see here, folks? Oh, hell yeah. What? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Again, what are they supposed to do? Let's see. Okay. You know, there's always going to be somebody that says, "Ah, well, technically, no." Look, what, Seed Bomb over and over again? Shield? No. No. They're screwed. I'll let this go again, of course. There's no need. As a matter of fact, I think I actually get the boost here, and then I threaten Dragonite with doing extra damage. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. So Obstagoon is just a tank. We're going to be able to survive the Dragon Breaths here and get to another Night Slash, which is going to be ×2 attack. And we're getting a shield out of them. And they still have to deal with my Ninetales too. All right, let's go. Superpower right out the gate here, I do believe. All right, doing a lot of damn damage, my gosh. And they do have a Drapion in the back here. We're going to let this first one go. Still holding on to both of our shields, right? Oh, yeah, you better freaking believe it. Now, we can do neutral damage with our Powder Snow as well as Weather Ball to that Drapion. They still have one shield left, so we kind of need to play this accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and shield up the next Crunch here. Get to the Hydro Cannon and get their last shield. More than likely, I think they're going to bring in that Dragonite is what's going to happen if I recall this. Yeah. But what is actually going to happen is we're going to just quick move them down because we just do so much damn damage. There's really nothing that they can do there. Love this Ninetales. Now what are we going to see? A Gengar. All right, this is pretty good. Now I could go for the Psy Strike or Psy Shock. My gosh. But I think I'm just going to bait them at first. But they end up double shielding, so I just could have went with 2 other balls. But, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. All right, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's always going to be like that, coin flip. All right, so we shield up the Shadow Punch because it is getting us a little low here. And we are going to have them double shield their Gengar. All right, and we almost get to another Weather Ball. They're throwing their energy, which is great. Now, what I was thinking is go in here. I wasn't going to be able to farm down with the Obstagoon. So I just bring in the Feraligatr to farm them down with Shadow Claw and start building up our energy. And they do bring in a Scrafty. Perfect. All right, we'll take care of this fighter because we do have Obstagoon, which doesn't really want to see this. We're going to go ahead and call a power-up punch here. Oh, heck yeah. So we get to another Hydro Cannon, and we're actually going to farm them down with Shadow Claw. It's just like one more Shadow Claw. All right, what you got in the back there, bud? A Galarian Weezing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and throw the Hydro Cannon and immediately swap into the Obstagoon, which all of our moves are going to resist it, but over time we will be able to spam them. They back out. I'm guessing the reason why is because they had Overheat as well as Brutal Swing, so they were not going to be effective of any waste. Next game, we're met with a Pidgeot here. Let's see what's going on. This is not as deadly as obviously Dragonite, and it's not like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But this is a still not a good position for them to be in, but they can hit me with Brave Bird and really throw me for a loop here. But they go for the Weather Ball, or I go for the Weather Ball. They go for the Feather Dance, and they're staying in there. They drop my attack. They're bringing in Skeledirge. I immediately swap into my Feraligatr because we do have the Obstagoon to handle that Skeledirge. As a matter of fact, the Obstagoon is going to be able to handle both the Whale Rain and the Skeledirge. Okay, but we do need to look out for Play Rough. That is going to be doing super effective damage to our Obstagoon, so that is something to consider here. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch. They're letting it go. Still holding on to both shields here. Getting to the Hydro Cannon, which is going to put us at somewhat of an advantage, slightly, but they did farm up energy, so they do have that all ready to go. We have to keep that in mind. I'm going to shield up this first Disarming Voice because, yeah, I just want to hold that energy here, or hold that health. Plus, we do not resist the quick move, so we have to consider that they can farm us down here. But they are shieldless at this point, so we're looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and shield this up. I could potentially catch. I could if the timing was right here, so let's see what happens. I do believe I just stayed here with the Obstagoon because I figure we get hit by a Disarming Voice here. It's not enough to KO, plus the quick moves are not enough. And we still will outpace them to the next charge move. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and finish this off with the second star of the show. Obstagoon really holding it down here and putting in the work. Folks, there you have it. This Ninetales is absolutely amazing. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!